9 amazing facts about INFJ intuition. Have you ever had the feeling that you just know something? You're not sure how you know, but you just do. You might be lied to sometimes. In some cases, it's something strange about the person standing before you, who you have just met. Or a feeling of someone close to you may be in trouble. Sometimes, you dismiss the feeling. In order to explain it away, you rationalize it. You might blame it on anxiety, when you don't like what it's telling you. That little feeling is usually right most of the time. You simply knew instantly, that thing you predicted was spot on, even if it took an hour, a day, or even a year. The intuition of INFJs is their amazing superpower. Those who don't have it, find it difficult to comprehend, because it seems almost unbelievable. In movies, you rarely see it in normal people, only in superheroes. Those of us who live with it every day can understand it's real, even if it's hard to explain. What is INFJ intuition? A sense of understanding something immediately without needing to use any conscious reasoning. Things that are known or considered likely from instinctual feeling rather than through conscious reasoning. It's why you have that knowing feeling. You don't consciously do anything to cause it. Without you knowing what is happening, it runs at the back of your brain. As you observe people around you, your brain collects a lot of information, including their energy, tone of voice, body language, and facial reactions. After that, your super smart brain combines all of the information to form a feeling about the person. Isn't that neat? But it's also a little spooky at times, especially when you get a creepy feeling about someone that most people love. Situations can get tricky because of this. Let's get straight into 9 amazing facts about INFJ intuition. Fact 1. It's as if you have psychic abilities. Okay, let's get the obvious things out of the way. INFJs aren't really psychics, or at least most of them aren't. However, it sometimes feels that way. Occasionally, they get flashes of what is going to happen and then relive it when it actually happens. They have a tendency to think about the future constantly, and plan different scenarios in their minds, for things they might encounter in the future. It is sometimes amazing to see how accurate their predictions are. They are sometimes surprised when they realize no one else predicted it happening. Surely, you couldn't fail to see it. Fact 2. It's beyond your control. INFJ brains work in the background to process intuition. There is no way to actively control or utilize it. It happens constantly. They sometimes have feelings about people or future events, but this isn't always the case. You can't just look at someone and get a feeling for them. That's not how it works. INFJs are simply a conduit through which intuitions come and go as they please. Fact 3. INFJ intuition can be improved. Despite its incapacity to be controlled, it can be improved. It gets better the more you use it. You can imagine it as a muscle. You'll lose it if you don't use it. But how can you improve it? Those small sensations you feel are important. Despite all your attempts to ignore it, there is always that voice in your head that keeps bringing the same thing up. You can't make them happen by willpower, but you can watch for them and keep them in mind in case they happen. Fact 4. It's unbelievable how accurate INFJ intuition is. When you pay attention to those feelings and learn more about them, you will see how true they are. You can't always see it right away. Sometimes you have to wait days, months, or even years, but it will happen at some point. You'll sometimes be so spot on with your prediction that it will be somewhat unnerving. Fact 5. Each person experiences it differently. Because it's so hard to express, most INFJs will explain their intuition differently. In different situations, certain people may give you different feelings. Energy can sometimes be felt as a feeling. In some cases, there's a flash of insight into the future. It can also be a mere thought that ends up being true. You can be hit in all directions by it. Fact 6. Your intuition can lead to disagreements with people close to you. INFJs really care about the people around them, so most of their intuitions are focused on this particular group. They feel compelled to assist, to keep safe, or to warn others when they have an unsavory feeling about something or someone. However, People won't always take action when they are warned. Those without sensing personalities, and those who do not experience life quite the same way as INFJs, may not completely trust their intuition. They may question everything the INFJ says about their feelings when they share them with them. The INFJ can tell them only feelings, not hard facts about the situation. It's a perfect way to provoke an argument. Fact 7. Some things are best kept to yourself. INFJs often say they like to keep a large part of their intuitive abilities to themselves. They hold back because most people don't understand or believe what they say. INFJs usually won't try to make them believe or understand. They are confident in their own intuitions. After all, they've been proved right so many times. Having a superpower doesn't mean you have to prove yourself to everyone. INFJs, as they mature, will get better at sharing their intuitions with those they love, without them even realizing it. Fact 8. Intuitions can be stronger in certain settings. There are several circumstances that can help focus your intuition. When you are still and silent, you can focus more closely on your deepest thoughts. Put it in your schedule to take some time each day to shut out the noise and focus on your intuitions. The beauty and stillness of nature can also stimulate INFJ intuitions. They may often have a eureka moment when out on a walk in the countryside. Usually when INFJs meet new people, their intuitions will always be triggered. This can be a great way for them to practice their intuitions by focusing on the small things about a person. It's important to keep a clear body and mind. Often INFJ emotions can be confused when they are intoxicated. The best time of day is usually early in the morning. Spend some time in the morning focusing on the day ahead and see if any new intuitions pop into your head. Intuition doesn't always have all the answers, but usually if your gut instincts are trying to tell you something, it's best to listen. Fact 9. It can be exhausting. The intuition you have works in the background, but it still involves a great deal of energy. Without you realizing it, your mind is constantly working. You use both your energy and thinking power when you are actively monitoring something. Even if you get a good feeling from someone, the entire process can be exhausting. Then, you constantly seek more reasons to prove your feelings about them, whether they are around or not. Monitoring your energy use is essential to making sure that it isn't taking all your resources. Intuition evokes supernatural feelings, so it is hard to describe. But it's certainly different from being a psychic or clairvoyant. This is really somewhere between the two. It's a great superpower if used properly. Most INFJs find it valuable, and they are usually grateful that it guides them in the right direction at all times. Many INFJs refer to it as their sixth sense. Anyone close to you will observe how eerily accurate your intuition is. Even though they know it, they still find these feelings unexplainable. The truth is, INFJ intuition does not appear to be supernatural in any way. The thinking is that their subconscious mind gathers information all around them, and then interprets it as feelings, before sending the information to their conscious mind. Despite their knowledge, they are unable to explain why they know things. In more than 90% of cases, they are often right. For the INFJ, their sixth sense can often become a source of comfort to those around them. When you start to trust it, it is a wonderful skill to have.